Coming up on Squawk Alley, a Miami gym owner, as that entire county rolls back its reopening after a resurgence of COVID cases. The path forward is up next. Stay with us.
In the meantime, guys, Miami-Dade County, as you probably know by now, ordering gyms, restaurants, and other small businesses to reclose effective tomorrow. The owner of the Miami-based gym Adapt joins us this morning. Scott Grondin is on the phone or on the line with us. Scott, thanks for the time. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Talk to me. You've been around for, I think, about 5 years. How long had you been able to reopen before you got the notice yesterday?
Well, we were shut down originally on March 18th, and then we weren't allowed to open until June 8th. So almost 3 full months before we were allowed to reopen. And then now we're receiving news about the possibility of closing again tomorrow, 1 month later.
What was business like in that short time that you were getting back to work? And then what was your reaction when you got the notice from Miami-Dade, I think, about this time yesterday?
Well, obviously, the news was very disheartening to have. We had a great first month back. We had an increase of over 50 new members who were very interested and happy to be in our facility, knowing that, we are one of the safest and cleanest ones around due to all of our work that we put in. And then we also opened up a lot of summer camps and a few other things due to our size that allowed us to, operate at a high level. So very disheartening to hear. And then obviously our members' outcry is being heard as well now.
Yeah, and that sort of leads to, compliance with masks and all the things that we're starting to hear at the local level from cities that maybe had tried to resist that in the early days. Are you seeing a high level of compliance in Miami? And if you're not, do you see that changing anytime soon?
Well, I really can only speak to the extent of our facility, and our compliance has been, 100% of, we wear masks as required. We keep social distancing as required. And I feel that most people that are going into facilities are following the same facts. So like all of our members are very happy with any of the requirements that are mandated by the county and whatnot. And it's been honestly a seamless re-entry or reopening for us.
Scott, I wonder how well set up you feel the local authorities are in the state for contact tracing. I understand you were having people in a kind of appointment only in small groups. Did you have to do any contact tracing based on the information that you had gathered from any of your members contracting the virus? And if you did, was that seamless?
Well, so luckily we haven't had any issues with any members or employees contracting the virus. So we haven't had any issues dealing with contact tracing. But the guidelines that the Miami-Dade set out for us are pretty intensive, and you can read about it and learn everything. So they did give us information. I just personally have not had any issues here at our facility.
What do you want the government to do?
This is more of a personal statement, but obviously I would rather be open and be able to operate. But that's because I know that we are following all of our rules and regulations, and there's not going to be any issues here at our facility. So, but I understand the difficulties that we run to when we're governing the mask.
Scott, over the last few months, this is Deirdre, by the way, good morning. I'm wondering if you have adjusted your business model at all to offer workouts online. I've seen many gyms that I frequent do this, even CrossFit gyms. So I'm just wondering if that takes on a renewed importance, or if you're going to look to that if you hadn't been already looking at it.
Good morning. Yes. We obviously did go virtual, and we have continued, and we've been contracted by actually larger companies to remain virtual and provide services for them. So if we are forced to close down or any type of adjustment, we will go, right back. And we have some clients that still don't feel comfortable coming to the facility, and we remain virtual with them. That's not a problem. We've been able to adjust and adhere to, whatever's been thrown at us, and, our model will always, adapt.
As we're talking to you, Scott, we're looking at video. I don't know when this was taken, but it's got clients with trainers, obviously no masks, no social distancing. Can you just paint a picture of what it's like to work out at the gym right now? How much space does a person have versus the client next to them? What's the interaction between a client and a trainer?
Well, the rules were stated that we're supposed to be wearing masks anytime we break a 6-foot rule. My staff always maintains a mask on, whereas the client doesn't have to. But our facility is a little bit different due to the massive size that we have, that we don't have any social distancing issues typically. Even if we do have many people in here, we still are able to keep 10 feet away. It's not a problem. We have the, boxes and X's marked out around equipment. We have certain equipment taped off. So, to be honest, I think everybody that comes into the facility feels very confident with the rules that we're given, and as long as they're being adhered to.
Scott, just another question on that virtual side that you've been developing. What's that business model like? Is it sustainable? Is it profitable? If you have to continue along that route, what does it mean for your business?
Well, I guess the answer is to be determined. We were able to maintain a large portion of our revenue stream going virtual. However, now that we were open, I do think that there's still something to be said about, interaction, in person. And I think that's really what the private industry thrives on. And I think that's something that we're going to have to eventually get back to. But of course, if this is a blanket reaction where we're all forced to be, at home and stay at home, I think everyone is on the same page, and we'll continue to do virtual. So we're going to, continue to exhaust all avenues, for revenue streams for us.
Yeah. We're all thinking of you guys. Certainly a lot of the gym owners, at least that I know in New York State, would love to open for the first time. It's just been a real frustration as we're trying to get our hands around the health policy. Scott, we hope you'll check back with us. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Scott Grondin of Adapt, a gym based in Miami.